Alright, so
Alright, so this week I'm going to be talking about the way that I see society. And like I said last week, I was talking about how people have sort of began to think that men shouldn't be men. I'm kind of gonna tangent off of that and just talk about. I was talking to somebody about how really I don't want to have a credit card. Like, I don't want to have that as something that I would be dependent on, because really it's basically just creating a trap for you to go into debt, and then you never escape that. They always have you under their boot to have to pay them money. And I guess I don't like that our society has become so keen to being wrapped in debt. People no longer see it as something that you don't want. They see it as part of the part and parcel of existing. And obviously, seeing as I am in college, I have sort of already become a part of that. I don't like that the way that we see our world is in monetary value. People don't, they see if you don't have a credit card, you're weird and you'll never survive because you don't have this crippling debt. And obviously there are people that can avoid it, and that's why they have the incentives to stay out of debt with those credit cards. But I don't think that a majority of people will be able to do that. I don't think, you aren't meant to actually attain that. You aren't meant to stay out of debt because they don't want you to. And I don't like that if you I guess what I'm just trying to say is that I don't like the way that the world has transitioned into this, just everything being digital, like with credit cards, and the way that you talk to people. Like, if you don't have a smartphone, you basically don't exist right now, because people won't be able to contact you on anything other than texting, which I don't understand. Even with that, a lot of people have these iMessages, things like that, where you need internet. It's just, it really makes me, like, I was also talking to somebody about how I wanted to find a place where I would just build my own house, have a garden, raise livestock that I would use to live off of. And these people acted like like they had never heard anybody bring up that idea before. It didn't make any sense to me why they wouldn't realize that's an option in life. Like, the idea that somebody could go out and they could make their own life without having to rely on the societal structures that we have in college, these huge businesses where you would work to make a living wage, and they don't think that there's any other way. They don't think that you could go out and find a plot of land where you would build a house, you could live off of the vegetables that you grow, and then whatever you have for animals, you can live off of the food that they provide you. And that is what I'm aiming for. That's my end goal, is to not have to deal with the just breakneck pace of the city. It just doesn't seem like that's what I was meant to do. Whenever I look and see, it just doesn't seem like what I was meant to do. I don't find any enjoyment in just being another cog in the wheel, going to classes and dealing with 100 different people every day. It's not for me. I guess that's just sort of the way that I see it, is that I don't want to be the kind of person that goes to a cubicle every day, and that's how I make my money. And I don't want to have to be reliant on money. Like, the way that we have set things up in this world has become so, everything is so reliant on having money. If we used to have a gold standard where it wasn't this fake money where people just print it out. It's an actual tangible thing. You can't just print out more gold and say, oh, well, we were in debt, but now there's this money here. And, well, I guess that's obviously, if you print more money, there's more inflation, but that's what we do. We print out the money and raise the inflation over and over and over and over again. And I just don't want to have to be a part of that. I want to be a part of a barter system where you have something that somebody wants, so they will give you something that they have, and it won't be cash money. It just, the idea of it annoys me to no end, that we are just so reliant on a bill, a piece of paper. And if you don't have that piece of paper, people see you as less. Whereas you could have lots of things. You could have, like, if you go to a farm, they have, well, not those big business farms, because those guys are just as bad as any other business, but they have animals, and they have a barn, and they have land. They don't have much money, but they have a lot of things. They have things that they could trade, but people see them as less because they don't have thousands of dollars in a bank somewhere. And I'm probably coming off as probably some sort of, like, communist. That's not even what it is. I wish that there were just, honestly, I make jokes all the time about how I can't wait for the dollar to collapse. But really, when that happens, those people with thousands of dollars in the bank, they are nothing. They haven't prepared for what's going to happen after. They don't have cows to live off of. They don't have vegetables that they grow. They have a nice car, a suit, a phone. What are those things going to buy you when the gas runs out? Nobody's going to want to have a nice car when they can't drive it. And obviously you wouldn't want to drive it either way, because people are going to target you because they know that you have something of value. And until the gas runs out, they aren't going to, like, and until the gas runs out, they will take that car and they will use it as their own to show off, and they will hoard things. People don't understand that unless you have things of value that you are going to be able to protect, you are just hoarding them for somebody that is more well prepared. Because they'll come around, they'll have more preparation than you, and there's no laws anymore that tell them not to kill you. They'll kill you, steal your things, and now that's theirs. That's what's gonna happen. It's why I'm such a strong supporter of the Second Amendment, because I think if you are preparing all of these things for after the world collapses, but you don't have a gun, somebody with a gun is just going to come in, shoot you, steal all that stuff that you prepared, and it's going to be all for naught. People that say that I don't know, I guess, I want the world to go back to the way it was before, where people weren't so where people weren't so drawn to their phones, where if they don't have their phone on them, it's like they don't have a person. They just don't understand what they'll do without this phone. I wish that we could go back to a time when I just wish that we could, like, I'm split because I want as I said, I can't wait for the dollar to collapse for all these people that, I guess that makes me an anti-capitalist, but I won't admit, or I won't reject the idea that I am living on capitalism and I am very fortunate to be a part of a capitalist society, but I also will not be sad when it's gone. Like, I just don't appreciate the amount of intrusion that we have because of it, and the way that everybody needs certain things or else they'll be seen as not the right kind of person. That is just like the way I see it is that we are on a track to derailment because of the amount of people that are pushing one way and pushing the other way. It's never going to go anywhere. And so right now in our society in which we live in, I don't think that we can survive the way that we are right now, and a collapse is pretty much the only way that I see it going in any direction, because right now it's just two brick walls trying to push each other. It's not gonna work. That's just the way that I see it.
Those whom the gods wish to destroy, they first make mad. We must be mad, literally mad, as a nation.